Hello, so let's take a look what happened in this game. So black started with 2 stars opening and white started with 2 Komoku. So black approached and white played directly Shimari and then black extended the top side, which regarding the direction of play it's completely correct. However, I might think about first pushing white down here because this exchange is definitely cannot be bad for black, I think. So probably before playing at the top I would think about something like this. Usually black is happy with this kind of exchanges. So black played this one, white came back here and black extended. White played this extension, black played kick, white extension to the top, and then black jumped. Normally, I think white should answer somewhere around here, which is definitely a big move. But if black gets to play another move here, then now the structure on the right side and also at the top side looks very promising for black. So I wanted to prevent this, so that's why I approached here first, and black decided to kick again, which I'm not sure if it's the best option, but it's definitely a fine option. However, since white got this exchange, then white became stronger, and white gets the opportunity to play very long extension here. And since black's corner in the bottom right is still not 100% settled, black has to answer like this. So, and then white got the opportunity to finally come back here. Maybe this would be slightly better, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The difference is definitely small. So black played extension here. Actually, black also had an option to play somewhere in this area because now the two stones in the bottom right might become heavy. So this would be another option, but this is definitely a big move. So it's also fine. Black could also play just a short extension. However, as I said, definitely a good move. So white came back here and black actually saw the continuation at c17. So that was probably the reason why black decided to play f17 directly. And now white played extension, which is, let's say, a conservative move, but white also had an opportunity to play here. Black would play Hane, white cuts, and then white tries to capture black. But black plays here, white plays this one, black tries to cut through, but white has the possibility to squeeze like this, and then black has to crawl a bit to leave. Like this, black is already alive, so black gets center. On the other hand, white's wall is much stronger than in the game. Also, f17 is totally damaged now. So I think this would be a better result for white than which happened in the game. So white decided to play this Joseki. Well, if white cuts here, then probably black would be happy again because now even if white gets this influence, then I think black is quite happy because black managed to reduce the white's influence like this, and also black has a stone here. So I think white's influence is not so effective at the moment. So white blocked, black played like this, white played Atari, white played extension, black jumped. Another option would be also to play here. This is more like a territorial move, but if black wants to keep the access to the center, this is a fine move as well. White kicks, and then white enters their Sansan. Up to this point, I think black played nearly perfect. Like this game is played with 50 points handicap for black, so I feel like that at this moment, if the handicap changed, then maybe by 1 point maximum, but otherwise black played nearly perfect, I think. So black has two options now. Like black can separate like this, that's what black did in the game, and black can also come back like this. And this is a basic sequence how to keep the corner. However, black's corner is becoming smaller and white becomes stronger on the outside. So that's why I think that this would be a happiness for white. So black didn't want to back up here, so black decided to play here. White played peep, and this push was the first mistake which black did in the game, because this kind of peep has to be answered, no other choice. And then white would most likely live like this in the corner, and black can get the compensation by destroying the right side, because now black can either connect under like this or jump out. So actually it's not easy to answer this for white. Most likely white has to answer like this, so this is the compensation which black can get for losing the corner. So white cuts through, and black manages to settle the corner like this and kill RR17, which is nice. On the other hand, white managed to cut through like a knife through a butter here. Like this shouldn't happen to one space extension, I think. So white's compensation is definitely good enough. And after S14, the right side is not big, so white will not come back here anymore. So now white should focus on the center. So that's why I played this kind of cosmic looking move. And black played here, which is also not a good move because this move at 016 is kind of useless anymore. So like black cannot use it anymore. So that means black shouldn't try to save it. So I think black should play probably Keima in this area. And if white manages to block, still the top side is open. Like black can jump at 016, 018 for example. But most importantly, black jumps to the center and white doesn't have any opportunity to build there anything big at the moment. So since black often had troubles in the previous games to keep like to prevent white from growing to the center, I think this would be a good chance how to do it. So black played this one, and now white got the opportunity to connect the stones. Black pushed, and at this moment, black decided to jump to the center like this, but this move is not so interesting for white, so it's not interesting for black either. And it's very unlikely that white can close the center in that area. And so I think at this moment, black should play here because this, first of all, keeps the access to the center, and second of all, it makes the top side bigger. Because if we can, now we can see that white managed to push here and white managed to close the line like this, which is actually a very big improvement for white. White didn't build any points there yet, but white's influence is enormous now. So I think black should have prevented this. But at least black spotted that there is something big growing in the center. So that's why black decided to directly start reducing at this moment. So black created a strong shape here. That was a good decision. And after white's push, thanks to the strong shape, I think black can easily play Hane. Or at least jump and make sure that the center will not grow. But instead, black decided to activate an Agi here at the bottom. And this Agi is there, but it's not growing without a helping stone in this area, let's say. So if black doesn't have a stone here, this move cannot work. So that's the weakness. H3 has to be answered, and that invasion actually would be possible for black. But E3 itself is too early, I think. So white can easily answer like this. And then black jumps in this direction, which is good for reducing the center. But I think still there is no reason why not to try to keep white small like this. Because like this we can see that white's influence will not be so useful. So white jumps, and then black jumps here, which is also not a good idea because this move was saying we want to reduce the center, but that's not what black is doing here. Black is taking the right side, which we already concluded is not so big anymore for neither of the sides. So I think black should just push here and then jump to the center this way, for example. So like this, black can keep the center under control, and it looks quite hard for white to catch up the deficit. Like white managed to catch up something thanks to the wall at the top, but catching up 50 points in total, that looks very unlikely at the moment. So that's why I think black should have kept the center under control this way. So like this, actually, black was trying to do two things at the same time, but these two stones didn't succeed that much. And after all, black anyway had to come back here. So that's why after black lost center, white got the opportunity to play here and try to build a big center. So at the moment, white's chances to win are rising. Anyway, black also made a mistake here. Black should have played this move, which is actually aiming for a under connection at S8, which can build some more points. So this was not a good idea. So since the center is growing, still there is an opportunity to reduce. But first, black decided to build some power at the bottom, which is, I think, a good idea. But before this move, which was starting to reduce the center and also trying to build some points for black in the center, I think black could easily get this sequence first. And then if black plays here, then there is a better chance that black builds something in the center. Black probably in the game didn't realize that this move is not center, and if Black would realize, probably Black makes this exchange first and then plays here. But in the game, it's White who gets to play this spot, and it's a pity that Black missed it because Black could basically get all of the reducing moves at the bottom in center. So Black comes back here, White plays an endgame, and White jumps here. Black defends, White plays Kosumi. This was very big move. So actually what the area where Black made a big improvement recently, Black starts to play big endgame in time. That's definitely good. And probably most of the players would answer B8, but White is behind, he's still behind here, so White has to try something different. However, if Black was not sure that this move is in center, or more like this move was not in center. This move probably should be answered because there is still a monkey jump. But this move, if Black was not sure if it's in center, I think Black had some other opportunities where to play. Like Black could play this one, for example, which is super huge. Or Black could play this one. Or Black could play Hane here, which Black got later actually, because it's center. Well, when White separated Black here, it's not so good for Black to play anything there. Like maybe Black can still keep some points like this, but I probably wouldn't do that because Black cannot keep so many points there. So I think Black can try to reduce this way. Since White didn't answer, it should be Black's right to get A10 always. Yeah, here we can see that Black's move at 017 was not so effective. So Black finally blocked. And then Black tried to get some points by this Kosumi, which is not a good idea. I think Black could have just come back like this and keep some points. In the game, Black tried to get this first, but instead White managed to get some endgame on the first line, and finally anyway had to come back, and White got the opportunity to play here, which forced Black to protect here because otherwise Black would lose some more stones there. So actually this gave White some extra points. So now White is definitely catching up. The game is becoming very close. Finally, White got this move, which is quite unbelievable. This was always Black's right to get all of the senses on the left side. Black finally played this one, which is actually not that small as it looks. It looks like dame, but actually there was something if White plays at Q15. There was something inside Black's corner. On the other hand, Black probably hoped White will answer the cutting point here as well, but that will not happen because White stones are way stronger since White has two eyes here. So that's actually another aspect why capturing S10 was so urgent. So here are some small endgames going on. Black finally got this one. Black probably spotted there can be some problem in the corner because if White doesn't answer, then I don't think White can handle this. Yeah, this looks very unlikely White can win this semi because White has only two liberties. So like this, White is dead. So White came back. And Black played this move, which is a super huge move. So at this moment, probably it's still a super close game. But here actually Black stole one point from himself for no reason. Black could have just played like this, and now it would be still a half-point game, I think. Like this, White also got all of the remaining moves in center. So here there was a final core, which probably White cannot win because there are too many problems inside White's territory. Eventually, actually, White even came back to reinforce, which was probably not necessary. But anyway, Black actually tried some stuff inside White's territory, but nothing was working. Also because White had two eyes here. So in the end, White won by 1.5. And Black actually played a really good game in the Fuseki. But then actually it was a pity that Black lost the access to the center. Black actually knows that there is always a trouble that White builds too big center. But first of all, Black got pushed too low in this area. Then black missed this Hane, and then black also missed push in this area and then jumped to the center, which was a pity for black because otherwise I think black would have the game under control. Also, the bottom side could have been reduced much more, like black would get Keima in this area, and then the bottom side would become much smaller. So these were the main important moments. But probably after all of these moments, still black was probably a bit leading in the end game, but black missed some moves, like A10 was, for example, really urgent. Black also defended two small amount of points at 018. So and probably the decisive moment finally was actually giving white S10, which was bigger than it looked as well. Yeah, well, sometimes it's good to play easier move and not think that much about some complications. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, there is a proverb in my language which is saying there is a beauty in simplicity, which I definitely follow. Anyway, that was about this game, and see you next time in the next review. Bye bye.